Your Social Security check is about to change. Starting in January, almost every retired worker in America will see a little more money land in their account. The Social Security Administration just confirmed it. Benefits are going up by 2.8% in 2026. That might sound small, but if you have ever opened your bank statement and felt confused about why your payment changed from one year to the next, you are not alone. Millions of people feel that same confusion every single year. Today we are going to walk through exactly what is happening, why it is happening, and what you should do about it. No guessing, no scary countdown clock, just the real numbers, straight from the Social Security Administration, explained in plain English. Here is the short version. About 75 million Americans get either Social Security or Supplemental Security Income, often called SSI. Almost all of them are getting a 2.8% raise. For the average retired worker, that works out to about $56 more per month. Your exact amount depends on your own work history, so your number might be higher or lower than average. We will talk about how to find your exact number in a few minutes. This raise is called a cost of living adjustment, or COLA for short. Every year, the government looks at how much prices have gone up for everyday things like groceries, gas, and rent. Then it raises your Social Security payment to try to keep up. This is not a bonus. It is not extra money the government is giving you out of kindness. It is built into the law, and it happens automatically. You do not have to apply for it, fill out a form, or call anyone to get it. But here's something important that a lot of people do not know. The raise you see on paper is not always the raise you feel in your pocket. That is because Medicare premiums often go up at the same time, and for most people, that premium gets taken directly out of your Social Security check before it ever reaches your bank account. So this video is going to cover both sides of that story. The good news about your raise and the real numbers on what might be taken back out. If you have ever felt frustrated trying to understand your own benefit statement or worried that you are missing something you are entitled to, stick with me. We are going to make this simple. Before we go further, if you find this kind of plain English breakdown helpful, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. Social Security rules change every year, sometimes more than once, and this channel covers those changes as soon as they are confirmed by the government, not months later. Let's start with why this raise exists in the first place. Back in 1972, Congress passed a law that changed Social Security forever. Before that law, if prices went up, your Social Security check did not automatically go up with them. Congress had to vote on a raise every single time, and that did not happen often. People on fixed incomes fell further and further behind as their grocery bills climbed. In 1975, the automatic cost of living adjustment began, and it has continued every year since whenever inflation calls for it. The way it works is straightforward once you see it laid out. The government tracks a measure called the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, which is usually just called CPI-W. Think of it as a shopping basket of things people commonly buy, like food, housing, and medical care. Every year, the government compares the cost of that basket from one summer to the next. If the basket costs more, your Social Security check goes up by that same percentage. For 2026, the basket cost 2.8% more than it did the year before, so that is exactly how much your check is going up. Now, some people notice that their own bills, especially healthcare and housing, seem to rise faster than what the government reports. That is a fair point, and it is actually one of the most common criticisms of how COLA is calculated. Seniors tend to spend a bigger share of their income on healthcare than younger workers do, and the CPI-W basket does not weight healthcare as heavily as older Americans actually spend on it. Advocacy groups have pushed for years to use a different measure that would better reflect how seniors actually spend their money. That change has not happened yet, but it is worth understanding why some people feel the raise never quite covers what they need. Let's get into the real numbers, because vague statements do not help anyone plan a budget. Right now, the average retired worker receives about $2,015 a month. After the 2.8% increase, that average goes up to about $2,071 a month, an increase of about $56. If you are part of an aged couple where both spouses receive benefits, the average combined payment goes from about $3,120 to about $3,208. If you are a widow or widower receiving benefits alone, the average goes from about $1,867 to about $1,919. If you receive Social Security disability insurance, the average payment goes from about $1,586 to about $1,630. If you receive SSI instead of, or in addition to, regular Social Security, your numbers are a little different and the timing is different too. The maximum federal SSI payment for an individual is going from $967 to $994 a month, an increase of $27. For an eligible couple, the maximum goes from $1,450 to $1,491, an increase of $41. SSI recipients actually see their increase a little earlier than everyone else. Because of how the payment calendar works, the higher SSI payments began on December 31st, 2025, while the higher regular Social Security payments begin with checks paid in January 2026. If you are still working while collecting Social Security and you have not yet reached your full retirement age, there is another number you should know. In 2026, you can earn up to $24,480 before Social Security starts withholding part of your benefit. Above that amount, $1 gets withheld for every $2 you earn over the limit. If you will reach full retirement age sometime in 2026, that earning limit is much higher, at $65,160, and the withholding rules are more generous in the months leading up to your birthday. Once you are at full retirement age, none of this applies. You can earn any amount and keep every dollar of your Social Security check. If you found that helpful, go ahead and like this video, and tell me in the comments which part applies to you. Are you retired already, still working, or receiving SSI? I read the comments, and it helps me know what to cover next. Now let's talk about the part that catches so many people off guard: Medicare Part B premiums. For most people on Medicare, the Part B premium is automatically deducted from your Social Security check before you ever see it. So when your check goes up 2.8%, but your Part B premium also goes up, your actual take-home increase can end up smaller than the headline number suggests. This year, the standard Part B premium rose by $17.90, going from $185 to about $202.90 a month, an increase of roughly 9.7%. That is a much bigger jump than the 2.8% COLA. For some people, especially those closer to the average benefit amount, that Medicare increase can eat up a meaningful chunk of the raise. This is not something to be alarmed about, but it is something to plan for. If you get your COLA notice and the dollar amount is smaller than you expected based on the 2.8% headline, this is very likely why. The fix is not to call Social Security in a panic. The fix is to look at your actual notice, which breaks down both numbers side by side so you can see exactly what changed and why. Let's talk about how you actually get your official notice, because this is where a lot of confusion happens every single year. If you have a personal My Social Security account online, your notice appears in the message center of that account, usually starting in late November. If you do not have an online account, or if you have not opted into digital notices, you will get a paper notice by mail sometime in December. The notice is one page, written in plain language, showing your exact new benefit amount, any deductions like Medicare premiums, and the date your new payment begins. If you do not already have a personal My Social Security account, I recommend setting one up, even if you are comfortable with paper mail. You can do this by going to ssa.gov/myaccount. An online account lets you see your benefit history, request a replacement Social Security card, check the status of any claim, and view your annual benefit statement called the SSA-1099, which you need for your taxes. Setting it up takes about 10 minutes if you have your Social Security number, a valid ID, and access to an email address. I also want to address something directly because scammers use this exact time of year to take advantage of people. Social Security will never call you and ask for your Social Security number to confirm your COLA increase. It will never ask you to pay a fee, buy a gift card, or wire money to receive your benefit. The agency has said this clearly and repeatedly. If you get a call, text, or email asking for personal information or money in connection with your benefits, hang up or delete it. And if you want to verify anything, call the official Social Security number directly at 1-800-77-21213. Do not call a number given to you by the person who contacted you. If someone in your life, a parent, a neighbor, a friend, could use this information, this is a good moment to share this video with them. A lot of people do not find out about their exact numbers until they are confused looking at their bank statement in January. Let's cover a few common questions people have every year around this time. First, do you need to do anything to receive this increase? No, it is automatic. You do not need to apply, call, or fill out any paperwork. Second, will everyone get exactly 2.8% more money in their pocket? Not exactly, because Medicare premiums and any other deductions are subtracted first, so your net increase may be smaller than 2.8%, though your gross benefit before deductions will reflect the full percentage. Third, what if you think your new amount is wrong? Compare your notice to your previous benefit amount, check whether Medicare premiums or tax withholding changed, and if something still does not add up, call Social Security directly rather than assuming a mistake was made against you. Here is one more thing worth knowing, especially if you are trying to plan your budget for next year. Early forecasts for the 2027 COLA, which will not be finalized until October 2026, are currently estimating something in the range of 3.9 to 4.2% based on inflation trends so far this year. That number is not official, and it can change significantly between now and October, so do not treat it as a promise. But if you like to plan ahead, it gives you a rough sense of what might be coming. If you are not subscribed yet, this is a good moment to do that. Every year, Social Security, Medicare, and tax rules shift in ways that are easy to miss unless you are watching for them specifically. This channel exists to translate those official announcements into plain language, using real numbers from the Social Security Administration and Medicare, not guesswork. Let's bring this all together. In January 2026, most Social Security and SSI recipients will see a 2.8% increase in their benefit. For the average retired worker, that is about $56 more per month. SSI recipients saw their increase begin on December 31st, 2025. At the same time, the standard Medicare Part B premium rose by about 9.7%, which for many people is deducted directly from that same check, so your actual increase in take-home dollars may be smaller than the headline percentage. Your official notice, either online in your My Social Security Message Center or by mail in December, will show your exact new amount. If you do not have an online account, setting one up at ssa.gov/myaccount takes just a few minutes and gives you ongoing access to your benefit information. And if anyone contacts you asking for money or personal information tied to this increase, that is not Social Security. Hang up and call the agency directly if you have questions. I know navigating retirement benefits can feel like a lot, especially when the rules shift every year. My goal with this channel is to make sure you always have the real, current numbers explained simply so you can make decisions with confidence instead of confusion. If today's video helped you feel a little more clear on what is coming in 2026, tell me in the comments what topic you would like covered next. Medicare open enrollment, tax rules for retirees, or something else entirely. I read every comment, and it genuinely shapes what we cover. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you found this helpful, a like and a subscribe go a long way in helping other people in the same situation find this information too. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.